What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Final Cut Pro Help Live. My name is Jared Ewing. This is a special edition because normally we do these on the first of the month, but this one we're doing right now because it is the end of round 2 and the beginning of round 3 to find the shortcut of the year. That's right, the 2019 shortcut of the year. We've been doing this whole bracket search for a long time, trying to find out which shortcut you guys are voting as the most popular shortcut or maybe the most useful. I've written my shortcut bracket out to see where things have gone. The shortcut I think is going all the way is still in, which I'm very happy about, but we'll see what shortcuts get cut out. We are currently at 32 shortcuts, and after this show, we're going to be down to 16. So following along the bracket style. So again, just to summarize, this is the Final Cut Pro Help live show. Round 3, it's the preview show for round 3. So we're giving you the round 2 results here. So let's exit out of our keynote. I got a little QuickTime video for you that's got everything. If you remember, we did this during the first show. Here are all the results to find the basically all the shortcuts that made it into round 2. Cut out everything down from 64 to 32, which is wild. So let's get into it. These are the results of the voting that happened over the past week or so on these different shortcuts, and you're going to see which ones we cut it down with. So we started out with the voting at the top left of the bracket. Command C went up against E, which of course E is used to append to storyline. But you all like to really copy things. So Command C is the one that made it on to the next round. Command C got about 2/3 of the votes there for that one. The next round below that, we had V, which is to enable or disable a clip, going against Option W. I was super surprised by this one. V got an insane amount of votes, getting 78% of the votes over Option W. I did not see that being such a blowout. It was the second largest margin of victory on there. So going on down, we have Shift Delete, which beat out it went up against Command B, and Command B won that one going on to the next round. We then have the Grave Accent, which is used to override clip connections. For those of you that have gotten really good at using the magnetic timeline inside of Final Cut Pro, you know all about that Grave Accent, so that's moving on to the next round. Going on down, we have Command 4 beating out Shift Command 8 to move on. And it's going to go up against the winner of Command K and Command 6, which another surprise, at least for me, victory here. I did not expect Command 6 to get the majority of the votes and go on. So that was a surprising one there. Then we had M going up against F. M, of course, used to add a marker, and F to mark a selection as favorites. Markers a little bit more useful for a lot of people. So M beat out F in that case. And then two really big tools here. We have B and A. These are two tools that you're going to be using a lot if you're used to Final Cut Pro. The blade tool, extremely popular. The arrow tool, also known as the select tool. That's your kind of default tool that you always go back to. So no matter what tool you activate, you're going to use the A shortcut to return back to your standard tool and deactivate any tool you have. So I feel like A is a very important shortcut and probably used way more than B. However, the B shortcut did beat out A with about 2/3 of the vote on that one. Got 69% of the votes there. So B is going to move on to face M in the next round. Those votings are going to happen over the next couple of days. All right, let's move on to the other side of the bracket where we have the right arrow going up against S. And S is used to enable or disable skimming, and the right arrow is used to go to the next frame. So those two shortcuts are the ones making it on to the next round, and they're going to go up against each other there. Not too big of a surprise with either of those battles. I kind of expected both of those to move on in that round. Then moving on up, we have some other shortcuts. We have Option Spacebar, which is play from playhead, which I did not believe was going to make it into this round. I was surprised about that one. But Option Spacebar did beat out Command L to enable or disable loop playback. That part of the bracket for mine is no good. I don't think I had either one of those moving on to the next round. That's the whole area that's blacked out. That area did not go well, but I did expect Spacebar to do pretty well. and spacebar did beat out J for playing in reverse. So spacebar is going to go up against option spacebar. I don't know how spacebar can lose that little battle there, but we'll see what happens. You can vote on Instagram, instagram.com/FinalCutProHelp, or using @FinalCutProHelp. We're going to put up all the voting on the stories there, so make sure to subscribe there, follow, and you'll be able to vote as well. Moving on up, the last section here of the bracket, we have Shift Command V going against Shift B to enable or do a blade speed cut. I do have Shift Command V going all the way on my own personal bracket. So I was really worried watching the votings on this one, but Shift Command V did beat out Shift B. It'll make it into the next round, and it's going to go up against Control R, which Control R, again, if you watched the last show, I did not expect to be up here, but somehow that one beat out Command I for importing, and will go up against Shift Command V in the next round. So that should be an exciting one as well. A little stressful for me since I have that going all the way up. Going up, Command Q got completely demolished by Command Z. We all make mistakes and want to undo them, so Command Z is a very popular one. That one's going to make it on. And that's going to go up against Command minus or Shift Z. Shift Z beat it out, so Command Z going up against Shift Z for Zoom to Fit. My guess, Command Z probably going to do a little bit better in that round, but we'll find out. Who knows what will happen on that one. So that is the bracket for I'm calling it the Saver 16, because all these shortcuts can save you a lot of time. That's going to be our next round. If you're following along, put a comment down below. Let me know how your bracket's doing. Is your final shortcut, whichever one you have making it all the way, is it still in? Is it hanging in there? I hope it is, because that makes it exciting. You can actually follow along something. We got a ton of votes for this round. I want to see even more of them. So there's not going to be as many rounds going on because we've limited it down. We only have 8 different battles that are going to happen in this next round. So you're not going to see as many posts coming, but hopefully we've done it in a shorter period of time. So those will come through a little bit quicker for you on the voting side of it. So again, if you're new to this, you can go to instagram.com/FinalCutProHelp like it's showing on the screen there, and you can subscribe. You can vote on there. We might do some on Twitter as well if we need tiebreakers, so follow @FinalCutProHelp on all of the good social media parts. You can also send an email to FinalCutProHelp if you have any questions, not even just about this goofy shortcut bracket, but if you have any questions about Final Cut or the Mac, something else that's going wrong, email those questions on over. And all of this is out of my website, anawesomeguide.com. We have the bracket up on there. You can view the live bracket, including the updates that we just talked about in this little presentation here. And you can download and print the bracket as well. Just go to anawesomeguide.com. The link's right on there, but you can also go to anawesomeguide.com/2019 shortcut of the year, and you'll be able to print out the bracket on that page. And if you fill it out, go ahead and email that over, finalcutprohelp@me.com. I like to see what you guys think are the most useful shortcuts. Now, the most important thing, if you're watching this on YouTube, go ahead and hit subscribe. We have another live show that's happening on April 1st. That is this standard live show we do every month, which is called Final Cut Pro Help Live. This is a special edition, but on the 1st, that's the normal one. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to demo and talk about all 16 of these shortcuts that made it into this round. Demo them, give you some tips about them. So you've done the voting on Instagram. You've chosen which shortcuts are your more useful ones. So now we're actually going to demo those. We'll do that on Final Cut Pro Help Live on April 1st. And I believe that show will also announce which shortcuts make it on to round 4, the 8 that'll be remaining from that one. So make sure to follow, subscribe, all the good stuff. Leave a comment below. What shortcuts do you agree with that should have made it this far? And which shortcuts are you kind of sad or not up here facing battle for the 2019 shortcut of the year? I definitely want to hear from you. As for everyone else, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your night. Whatever it is that you're doing, I hope you enjoy it. And we'll see you on the other side. Thank you so much, everyone.